The Thunder Lakers. Wow, we really didn't pick any exciting games tonight. This one is going to be ugly. Lakers are 5-point favorites. Totals 226.5. Lakers were officially eliminated from the playoffs earlier this week. They've shut down their big three of LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook, although AD and Westbrook aren't officially shut down, but I can't imagine that they'll play in this final two games that they have and not playing tonight. So I'm going to play the under here. I know this might be kind of a funky pick because the Lakers defense is really terrible, but I don't know who's going to score in this game. I mean, with the two rosters that these teams are putting out right now, I mean, you have Austin Reeves, Stanley Johnson, Wayne Gabriel. That's some of your starters for the Lakers. And then the Thunder on ESPN, they have 4 players listed in their starting lineup right now. They don't even have a full starting lineup listed. Yeah. Like there's no shooting guard. Teo Maledon, Isaiah Roby, Alexei Pokusevsky, sure, maybe he puts on a big performance tonight, but I just don't know where the points are going to come from. Talon Horton-Tucker had 40 against the Warriors on Wednesday, but is he going to put up 42 nights in a row? I don't know. I don't think so. So as bad as these defenses are, I don't know where their offense is going to come from tonight. So I'm going to play the under. Is that crazy knowing that the Lakers defense is so bad, Josh?
I don't think so. I mean, just playing the game in general is crazy in itself, Kate. I don't think having an angle inside the game makes you any crazier per se. But firstly, with the line, I don't think the Lakers could be laying points, this many points in particular, to anyone. I don't care how bad the Thunder are.
I grabbed the Thunder last night at plus 8.5.
Yeah, that's
no way.
Wild. Yeah, there's no way you can justify that number at all, especially when you consider that they are essentially going to be resting all of their big name players, if nothing else. So that's probably the starting point here. And secondly, to the total, like you said, the pace might be decent, but the inconsistencies, I think, possession to possession, probably make this total a little bit inflated as well, because you're not going to get a smooth effort from either side, really. And there's when you get situations like this with two teams who are so far removed from their starting lineups and their set rotations, there's no game flow and there's no understanding within the team and the players themselves as to what the roles and responsibilities are on the floor, that you get situations where there might be a scoring outburst really quickly, but then you'll notice and you'll see, if you pay attention, there becomes this point of confusion where it's like, do we just keep doing that, or do we have another offense that we're supposed to run? And once they stray from that and they start missing a few, they then try to revert back but can't do so because there's no rhythm in doing that anymore. And you can honestly get 2 to 3 minute periods where no one scores a basket. And even if the pace is up tempo, it really doesn't matter, because, like I said, things can be so clunky and messy that these scoring droughts become the norm within the game. So ultimately, I do think you're on the right side, and I credit you for having the stomach to get involved with this game, because it's something that I normally would, and I couldn't do it either. And B, for pulling the trigger on an under here as well. So I agree with your side. I think that that's the only way to play the total. I think the Thunder is the only way to play the line here, because there's just no justifying anything with the Lakers at the minute.
Yeah, I can't imagine that the Lakers can cover this 5, but I'm already doing one thing kind of crazy playing on this game to begin with. We don't need 2 plays in this game. Chris, any little sprinkle on the money line for Oklahoma tonight?
Yeah, why not, right? I would have said the same thing that Josh said, right? Like, the first thing you have to say in this is, how in the hell do the Lakers deserve any kind of line as a favorite at all against anybody? This is a team that's beat the Lakers twice this year, haven't they? So, yeah. What do we, obviously it's going to be a different team on both sides, but, something that I want to get better at as a bettor too is confidently trusting some of those early lines. I wish I took the Thunder last night. I think that was a great grab, Kate. And, I guess not knowing if maybe they roll out Anthony Davis or Russell Westbrook, but still, even then they're not even close to deserving to be 8.5 point favorites. So, so that's first of all. I think this game is just going to be anarchy. It's going to be a mess. We talk about basketball being a dance and spacing. There's not going to be a lot of that tonight. It's just going to be all over the place. the things that I know, Lakers the last 7 games have allowed 123 points per game and 7 losses. So yeah, their defense isn't really showing up these days. That being said, the Thunder, they don't have much to work with. To your point, Kate, could be a big Isaiah Roby game. Maybe throw him in your fantasy lineups. He's been happy to put up some points in a few of these games, but it's a really tough game to analyze and look at. I kind of crapped on it on my podcast earlier today, and then I saw that you had it on the spreadsheet, Kate, and I was like, oh no, I have to talk about this game. So
I should
hey,
have listened to the pod before this show. What am I doing?
yeah, but listen, and that's the thing about sports betting, right? Is we all have our own process and perspectives. So you have an edge on this one. Go confidently with it. I just don't have any.
All right, that's very fair. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm not sure, like one of you said the other night, I'm not watching, or earlier in the show, I'm not going to sit down and watch this game. We're just going to kind of keep track of the total on our phone and whatnot. But yeah, this will be an interesting one. I'm playing the under here, though, 226.5. No question.